Hello and welcome back to Invitation to Puzzles. Today we have a Kropki Sudoku puzzle. We have normal Sudoku rules. So we need to fit the digits 1 through 9 exactly once each in every row, column, and box. But we also have the sprinkling of dots, and they're usually called Kropki dots, although if you must know, Kropki is just the Polish word for dots. So if you want, you are free to call them dots, and no one can really claim you're wrong. But anyway, the dots come in two flavors that you're going to see all over Sudoku puzzles. And so there's the white dots and the black dots. The white dots mean that the digits are consecutive. And the black dots mean that the digits have a ratio of 2 to 1. Okay. Now, this is properly called a Kropki pairs puzzle because not all the dots are necessarily given. And so you'll see over here in the rules there are no negative constraints statement. This statement that there are no negative constraints means that it's possible that this digit is a 3 and this digit is a 4, even though there's not a white dot between them. Whether there's a white dot between them or not doesn't matter for purposes of that. So original Kropki puzzles, if you go way back into the ancient annals of puzzle history, all the dots were given. But here we do not have that. Okay, so give the puzzle a try, and we'll go through it together in just a moment. All right, so perhaps the thing that you should most look for in Kropki puzzles is strings of black dots. In particular, strings of more than one black dot, because it's very difficult to have a string of black dots that is this long. In particular, if you look at all the numbers, well, if I started at 1, I can go double it to 2, double it to 4, double it to 8. So these numbers sort of live in their own universe. What about other numbers, though? If I start with 3, I can double it to 6. That works. The other numbers, though, 5, 7, and 9, I just can't put them on a black dot at all. So there's no 5s, no 7s, and no 9s ever on black dots. So basically what that means is as soon as you have a chain of black dots, it's got to be of the 1, 2, 4, 8 sort. And if you look here, actually, this sort of string of 4, it's actually got to be the entirety of 1, 2, 4, and 8. And I could do it two different directions. I could do 1, 2, 4, 8, or I could do 1, 2, 4, 8. But I've got to do one of those. We've thought through every digit that exists. Those are the only digits that exist. And so we end up with this pattern. And the same exact thing is true over here. 2, 4, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. So we get all of that stuff. Now, anytime you look at a puzzle that's got this kind of symmetry, you've got to ask, why is the symmetry there? What is it doing for me? And the thing I see that it is doing for me is that it is giving me a 2-4 pair in row 5. And that 2-4 pair looks all over this row. But in particular, it looks at this black dot. And so if you think about what are the digits that are allowed to go on a black dot, we said you can't put 5, 7, or 9 on a black dot. And this black dot can't have 2 or 4 in it because we've got the 2 and 4 for the row. They're here and here. Well, actually, that rules off 1 and 8 as well because 1 would go with 2 and 8 would go with 4. So actually, this has to be a 3, 6 black dot. It has no other choice about what it could be. Okay, so we know a lot about row 5 already. What about this white dot now? And so let me do this for you the long way, and then I'll show you the slow way. Or sorry, I'll do it the long way, and then I'll show you the quick way. So the long way is to say, okay, well, this is a pair of consecutive digits. Which pair of consecutive digits is it? Is it 1, 2? No, because the 2 in the row is already gone. So it's not 1, 2. Uh, is it 2, 3? Well, no, the 2's already gone. Is it 3, 4? No, the 3's already gone. Is it 4, 5? No, the 4 is already gone. Is it 5, 6? No, the 6 is already gone. Is it 6, 7? No, the 6 is already gone. So it is 7, 8, or 8, 9 are the only options. However, if you look at it, this digit could never be an 8 or a 9 because it has to be consecutive with a 3 or a 6. And that just does not bode well. So this has to be a 7, and then we're off to the races. Okay. However, that was somewhat exhausting. And so here's a trick that makes life easier when scanning for white dots, which is that every pair of consecutive digits has on it an even digit and an odd digit, because even digits are only next to odd digits are only next to even digits. And so every white dot you look at, you can ask yourself the question, what even digit is on this and what odd digit is on this? Now, it might not help. Like if I pick this white dot and I ask myself what even digit is on it and what odd digit is on it, I look at both of those questions and I go, eh. But this white dot, if I ask myself exactly the question, what even digit is on it, I actually get my answer right away, because the only even digits in a Sudoku puzzle are 2, 4, 6, and 8. And I know the 2, 4 aren't on it, because those are the 2 and the 4, and I know the 6 isn't on it. So actually, this white dot definitely contains the even digit 8. And so if the white dot contains the digit 8, then it's definitely from 7, 8, 9. And so that's a way I recommend scanning white dots anytime you have some even digits looking at them. Most often, it's the even digits that are restricted. Sometimes they'll be restricted by their odd digits. That's rarer. And the reason it's rarer is because there's 5 odd digits and there's 4 even digits. So usually it's easier to pin out what even digits are on something than what odd digits are on it. Okay, but anyway, once you have that, then you say, okay, these two things have to be consecutive, and the only way that works is if this is a 6 and that's a 7, which makes that a 3, and then beautifully makes this an 8, which is good because it unravels this chain of dots. So now that's 1, 2, 4, 8. And now that 2 looks back over, that makes that 4, 8, 2, 1. And so we have unraveled the world there. And we can repeat our trick. Namely, this white dot needs to have an even digit, and as you can see, that even digit is not 2, 4, or 8, so it's 6. And we even know where it is. The 6 is here. Now this cell is a digit that's consecutive with 6 that isn't 7, so it's a 5. And that's all very helpful, and so I might as well fill in what are these two digits. These two digits are a 1 and a 9, it looks like. Okay. This white dot, actually, we can, again, employ the same trick. What even digit is on it? It's not 4, 6, or 8, so it's 2. And so this is either 1, 2, or 2, 3, but it's not 2, 3. So this white dot here is 1, 2. And now this digit is actually known, right? Because this is a black dot digit. So remember, when you go to think about black dot digits, remember they're never 5, 7, or 9. But this digit is looked at by a 1, 2 pair as well as a 4 and an 8. And it's also randomly looked at by a 6. So this digit, in fact, is only a 3, and 3 only goes with 6 when we go to look at these black dots. So that's a 6. Eyeballing this digit and that digit, and the reason I'm eyeballing these digits is these two digits see every even digit. So these are definitely odd. This digit sees 2, 4, and 8 here and 6 here. This one sees 2, 4, 6, and 8 there. So those are odd, which means these are even. For very uncreative reasons, typically we use orange for odd because they start with the same letter, and then we use blue for even because who knows? Blue has an even number of letters, I guess. I don't know. But I don't think it's incredibly useful to note that other than to note, hey, this is a 2 or a 4. At least it doesn't seem immediately useful to me if it is. Okay. I'm going to just delete this coloring, but it's just a sort of thing that one can pay attention to with this. 4. Okay, so left in this row, we have a 5, a 7, and a 9, actually. That one's not a 7. That one's not a 5. Okay, well, this is assuredly not a 9, because if this was a 9, that would have to be an 8. It's the only digit consecutive with 9. And 7 actually fails equally badly, because if this is a 7, then this would have to be a 6 or an 8, and conveniently it can be neither. So this is a 5, which actually resolves the rest of the row. And this is a digit that's consecutive with 5, so it's a 4. Now, an important thing here is that it's very easy to sort of say, so that's a 5, that's a 4, so this is a 3. Except if you do that, Sudoku Pad will yell at you. But remember, when you have ends of dot strings that don't see each other, it doesn't have to sort of keep going. It can turn around. And so what has to happen here, if you think about it, is actually this is a 5 again, because this has gone from 5 to 4 back up to 5. So be wary of that. It's a very easy trick to make. And this is also sort of nasty if you've got a string of black dots sort of turning over a box edge. You can end up forgetting that it could be 363, for example. So just be wary. This is an easy scanning mistake to make. Okay, but now I am again in a situation where I know what even digit goes on this dot, namely it's a 2. So this is from 1, 2, 3 only. And so I guess that makes this be from 1, 2, 3, 4 if I want to fill that in. This dot needs an even digit, and the even digit isn't here because this sees 2, 4, 6, and 8 in the row. So this is the even digit. It can only be 2 or 4. And that's interesting because now what is 2 or 4 consecutive with? 1, 3, 5, but it's not a 5. So this is only a 1 or a 3. And that, in fact, gives me a 1, 2, 3 triple in the row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means these digits here are 7 and 9. Which is also interesting. Okay, and this is, again, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, if you look what's happened here, this has created a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple within this box. Somehow relevant, I suppose. Meaning that these digits are all from 5, 6, 7, 9. If I want to mark that, I'm not terribly sure that I do. But apparently I have, whether I wanted to or not. So we've got that. Okay. These digits, let's see. Let's scan and see if we see anything else. Oh, I could fill in, like, this pair would be smart. Why have I not filled in this pair? I probably should fill in the random pairs that I have laying around. So this pair is 6, 7. This is why we fill in our pairs. Because, yeah, so now this digit's an 8. Okay, and I see what that does because it's been haunting me this whole time. Namely, these 3 8s all look at box 3. So the 8 in this box doesn't go in any of these cells, and it doesn't go there. So the 8 in this box definitely goes on this black dot. Now, normally you might not be so excited about knowing where the 8 went, or down to 2 places in a box, but because it's on a black dot, I know that one of these is 8, and they have a 2 to 1 ratio, so they have to be 8-4. There's just no other option. And that 8-4 looks down and resolves that that digit is a 2. So these are a 1-3 pair, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 3, which then makes that a 1 and a 2. So we get all of that sort of filled in. And while I'm at it, I might as well fill in that pair in this row and that pair in this box. These seem to be a 3 and a 9. Oh, and I know the order. Thank you, auto checker. So this is the other 7, 9. But this can't be the 9 because it would make this an 8, which would be a super big problem. So in fact, this is the 7, and that's the 9. And so now this is a 6 or an 8. And again, it's still not the 8 because of the 8 there and the 8 there. So this is a 6. Okay, which has now made that a 5. Helpful. And so now I actually know these digits are actually a 1 and a 2. Handy. Okay, and I might as well fill in this triple just for my education. These are a 3, a 5, and a 9. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with that, but I filled it in. Right. What I do see, though, is that this 5 over here, I now know what to do with. Now, there's a couple different ways that you could think about this, all of which are fine. So one of them is to ask yourself, what even digit is on these two cells? And so it's a 6 or an 8. Well, the thing I want to point out is these 3 digits, they're either all bigger than 5 or all smaller than 5 because they're 3 consecutive digits. Kind of like a Renbon if you've done any of those puzzles. Well, they're not all less than 5 if the even digit here is a 6 or an 8. And so you can either see that by the 2, 4 looking over or by the 2 sort of being here, ruling 2 off of this string of numbers. These numbers are definitely from 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but that's not a 9, that's not a 6. In fact, actually, there can't be a 9 on here at all if you look at it in combination with this digit, because if there were a 9, these would be 9, 8, 7, and then this cell would have no value. So, in fact, these are just a 6, 7, 8. But if they're 6, 7, 8, well, we know the 6 doesn't go in the middle. So the 6 has to go there, which then makes that a 7 and that an 8, which gives me the 6 and the 7 and the 9, and the 7 over here. And gives me that these are a 1, a 3, and a 4. That was not the 4, I suppose. Okay, I see this black dot is very restricted, but I don't know yet which of the things that it's very restricted to possibly being that it is. It's very restricted because it's not 1, 2 because it would break this cell. It's not 4, 8 because it would break this cell. So it's either 2, 4 or 3, 6. And you can actually see that the 2 can't go there, so the 4 can't go there, and the 6 can't go there, so the 3 can't go there. So actually there's sort of only 2 options. But I don't know which one it is yet. Let's see. Okay, I do see that actually this digit is an 8 just by Sudoku. If I just look at where 8s are looking, I've got a lot of 8s in the grid, so that digit's an 8. which then makes this digit a 9 because this digit already has a 7 looking at it, which gives me the 1 and the 9 over there. What about these digits? I see that the 4 in this box is sorry. The 4 in the box is already in the box. The 4 in the box is there. I should not try and place the 4 in the box. The 2 in the box, though, I can place there. That is valid. The 1 in the box is placed there, so that's a 3. Those are a 1, 4. Let's see what is left in this row. That's a 5. And then what's left in this box seems to be a 3. So this pair up here is a 9 and a 6. It would seem, and this pair up here is a 4 and a 5. That doesn't feel like it's telling me anything. This triple, let's see. We still need a 2, we still need a 3, and we still need a 7 are what is left. So that's a 2 or a 3. That feels like that really told me nothing at all. What on earth am I meant to see here? Okay, what about these digits? Do I happen to know something miraculous about these digits that I've just resisted filling in because I didn't think it would do anything? These are 4, 5, and 8, so that's not an 8. That's not a 5. Sure. Okay. You get to play the game of what did I think about when I was filling in this puzzle. Did I think about where 7 was in this box? Yes, that's what I thought about. Where does 7 go in this box is what I was thinking about. Okay, so 7 in this box is actually placed there because I can't put it on this black dot, which makes this a 6 or an 8. And it's not a 6, so it's an 8, which then unravels presumably everything else in the grid. 5 and 4. So now that's 6 and 3, 9 and 6. 5, 7 and 3. So now the 2, 3 pair gives me that is a 7. This is a 1 or 2 to finish this row. Let's see. And so now I've got, let's see. What other digit do I want to do Sudoku on? About 6. No, we've got all the 6s. What about 4s? There's a 4 in one of these two cells. That doesn't seem incredibly useful to me. Okay, this column only has 1, 2, and 4 left. And that's not a 1. This column, that's the point. This column has a naked single because it's got a 1, 2 pair. That's the point. So whatever this is, it's something. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is just a 9, which is going to be very helpful because it's going to sort out that 3 and that 9, which is going to give me that 2 and that 3, which is going to give me that 4, the 1 and the 4, the 2 and the 1, and the 2 and the 1 and the 2. That's going to be the 1 for the row. It's going to be the 5 for the box. And then we'll be done with this puzzle. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Do let me know in the comments what you think. If there's other stuff, any other kinds of puzzles you'd like me to do. I'm trying to sort of mix up Sudoku and pencil puzzles. So if there's anything else that you'd like to see, by all means, please let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.